God's blessings to everyone. This is a DGHradio.com news and information update for the British Virgin Islands, Saturday, October 4th, 2025. I'm EVH. Today's top stories: British Virgin Islands leaders are welcoming the United Kingdom's intent to revoke the draft order in Council, but they're unhappy with how the news was delivered. In the House of Assembly, Communications and Works Minister Kai Reimer said the letter from the UK minister arrived publicly at the same time it was addressed to the Premier, a move he described as disrespectful to the territory's institutions. The letter itself credits significant progress on governance reforms and states that formal revocation will take several months. Ministers here say they will continue the reform work but want future correspondence handled with greater regard for the territory's autonomy. Public sector tensions are also in the spotlight. Premier Natalia Wheatley urged government workers to use formal grievance channels amid talk of boycotting Public Service Week over salary issues. He pointed to the deputy governor's office as the proper route for concerns. He defended the administration's push to lift the lowest wages, while acknowledging audit findings about gaps in how the overall compensation changes were communicated. The takeaway for now: the Premier wants dialogue through official avenues, while the government works through pay adjustments and accountability questions. Jobs update: more than 600 vacancies are open on the labor management system, and officials are urging belongers to register and apply. Workforce Development says the listings cut across sectors and that the system is meant to give residents a fairer, clearer shot at available roles. It's a notable counterpoint to recent frustrations about job access, and it arrives just as the territory gears up for the busy season. At the same time, enforcement is tightening against illegal employment. Acting Labor Commissioner Marvin Hastings said both workers and employers face stiffer penalties, now including a $5,000 fine for businesses that knowingly hire people without authorization. Inspections will increase despite a small protection unit, and employers are being told to get work permits and registrations in order. The message is simple: protect legal job opportunities and play by the rules. Connectivity leap: Caribbean Cellular Telephone has switched on the Virgin Islands' first fifth-generation mobile network. CCT says customers will see faster speeds, lower latency, and more reliable connections as coverage expands in the coming months, with the existing fourth-generation network upgraded to smooth the transition. The government is touting the launch as a milestone that can support everything from telehealth and education to remote work and tourism. Customers will, of course, need compatible devices, and the provider is coordinating with manufacturers to ensure those handsets connect seamlessly. Recovery and Development. The Recovery and Development Agency has seconded former Public Works Director Jeremy Hodge to manage project planning and management. The move is meant to tighten execution across the RDA's portfolio and accelerate timelines as the territory continues long-term rebuilding and resiliency work. With major infrastructure still in the pipeline, the appointment signals a push for steadier delivery and clearer accountability. Community Marketplace Debate. The redeveloped Roadtown Market, launched as a cultural and agricultural hub, is drawing criticism for straying from its purpose. Commentators say the venue is underused by farmers and artisans and needs stronger management to match the original vision. Supporters argue the site can still evolve with better programming and vendor outreach, especially heading into peak visitor months. The question is whether policy tweaks and consistent scheduling can turn good infrastructure into a reliably vibrant space for local producers. Public health signal. New data from the Central Statistics Office shows senior mortality has trended upward since 2020. Advocates are calling for stronger elder care support, more routine health screenings, community programs to reduce isolation, and targeted assistance for those on fixed incomes facing inflated living costs. Health officials note that better data helps direct resources, but families and civic groups will be key partners in improving day-to-day outcomes for older residents. Identity and heritage. At-large Representative Ronnie Skelton says dismantling colonial vestiges should include renaming institutions that still carry colonial references. He argues that names matter, that they shape civic pride and the story young people inherit. Any renaming effort would still need broad consultation, but the conversation reflects a wider regional trend to align public symbols with local history and aspirations. Finally, circling back to jobs and pay, with hundreds of vacancies posted, stricter enforcement on illegal work, and a live debate over public service compensation, the labor picture is shifting fast. For residents, it means more opportunity, if credentials and paperwork are in order, and potentially more predictability as rules are clarified and enforced evenly. That's the news from the British Virgin Islands. I'm your reporter, EVH, signing off for DGHradio.com. Remember, EVH and DGH, together we explain, verify, and highlight as we deliver global headlines, because on DGHradio.com, the news never sleeps. Ciao!